からゴーイングメリー号を守ってくれたのか。
なぜだ。
なんで。
友達だからだよ。
Netflix and One Piece are about to have a Bon Clay problem. If you don't know Bon Clay from the animation and manga of One Piece, you're going to get to know him in the second season. But this could cause a little bit of controversy, at least in its release in America, because of this particular character's proclivities. And I think if you just see how he looks and dress and act, you're going to know that he's kind of an eccentric character that identifies more closely with the LGBTQ community, which is a character that I think a lot of people cheer and love. I like him. He's one of the best characters in the show. I think you grow to like his eccentric personality. I think that is the best thing about him. But when you bring this concept of a character like this who's overly flamboyant in dress, you're going to have a lot of people in different political factions that are going to champion him, or maybe they come out and deride your depiction of people from the LGBTQ community. And I think that is the problem surrounding this particular character, Bon Clay, because just look at him. He's crazily dressed. He doesn't look like any normal character. The way he talks is way beyond any character of someone from the LGBTQ community. And I can see people being frustrated by his representation in the show, seeing him as someone that is only a joke of a character, when that's clearly not the case. He's a very, very well written, deep character that people come to love and just enjoy on the screen. So I don't think that is a problem, at least with Eiichiro Oda's writing, because this character is very well written. So I think that is not the problem. But I think the perception of him once he's seen in the second season may cause people that are maybe against the LGBTQ or maybe pro LGBTQ to come out with some sort of offense to this character, because we're in a very political sensitive time now where people have extreme views on this subject. And I think the time where this character was created was in an era where people were easy to make fun of different characters and different representations of characters, and they didn't take it too hard as long as you brought some depth to the character. And that's what I think Eiichiro Oda did with his character. He brought a sense of depth and intrigue where you really identified with the character and you kind of empathized with them and you enjoyed seeing them on screen and all the things they do. And I think if they bring this character, I think they will bring this character because he is a pivotal character in the second season, I think, for One Piece. It's going to cause controversy. I wonder how will they navigate this, just the introduction of the character, and how should they navigate it. I think they should keep it exactly like the manga itself. Keep the same characters, expressive ways, and eccentric personality. Don't change or deviate from that, because I think the guide for this live action adaptation is to stick to the source material. I don't think they should compromise in any way, whether either side, people that are very pro LGBTQ or people that are very extremely against it. I don't think they should compromise on either position. I think they should keep the character, keep him the same way. Don't bend the knee to either side. Don't make him profess his ideology on transgenderism. Just keep him the same person, his own philosophy on life. I think if you know his philosophy is the Okama way. It's just it just means the gay or cross-dresser's way in Japanese. So it's just this is like a cross-dressing character who has like a boat of pirates of cross-dressers that follow him. So it is, I think, a concept that was funny at the time and is still funny today, but I think it will cause controversy in America specifically. I say America only because I think the rest of the world would have a okay time with it because they read the manga. But I think this is a character that will translate well in live action if done well, if they keep him the same way, if they keep the same passion of the storyline and how they presented him. Because over time you grow a connection to this character where you're really sad to see him go away. So I think the writing is strong enough where I don't think you deviate from it. I think you stick to the source material. You still make the character the same way. You get him in the crazy clothes that he's wearing, because we already saw this in the first season where they had characters wearing some of the crazy clothes that they wore in the manga and anime. I think that brought a sense of uniqueness to the show. So I say keep him in this crazy clothes. Don't really change too much of it, and let's see him be crazy. And of course, his devil fruit power, I think it plays into some of the concepts in modern day times where when it comes to non-binary scary and all this other stuff because he has a clone fruit, and that allows him to mimic the faces of people that he touched. So he can mimic people and how they look, at least their faces. And I think that is a unique skill he has, and it gives him a unique perception in reality. So it makes sense that his personality turns out that way. But it was just an interesting tidbit. I was just thinking about, like, how will One Piece, the producers and the showrunners and Ichiro Oda handle this part? Because I know this part is going to come up. It may agitate the crowd that is supporting One Piece right now. It may agitate the people that are extremely passionate about LGBTQ issues. I wonder which side will get angry at this conception of this character, because I think the character itself, if you just follow the source material, it may be done right, but I can already tell the showrunners and just the people at Netflix will have a very sensitive perception of this character, and they may try to change Ichiro Oda's mind. And I think that is the key thing. Ichiro Oda has complete control over the production of the live action adaptation, so Netflix can't really change anything themselves without Ichiro Oda's approval. So I think they'll try hard to convince him to change the character, maybe include some modern day political ideology in the show. But I hope Ichiro Oda stands firm and keeps the character as is. Let's just see him in all of his eccentric ways without any dilution of modern day politics, and let's just enjoy the character for who he is, because I think if they keep it the same way as he is in the animation and manga, people will just love the character. They won't think about these issues or modern day political issues or thoughts. Maybe people will be mad online, but I think people will be accepting of it if they present it well enough, because this character, I don't think they can get rid of him or any way, because he's just essential to at least the story in Alabasta and Baroque works and stuff like that. So he's gonna be a character we have to see in order to enjoy season 2, and I'm just wondering, how will they develop this character in this modern day political climate where people are extremely sensitive to these sorts of characters? I think in the past 10 or 15 years ago, people wouldn't care. He would just be a new interesting character. But I think once this character comes out in season 2, people are going to be expecting a particular representation of him, and I think they should avoid that. They shouldn't talk about his romantic life or anything else like that, because like I said, this is still a kid's book. This is still a book that is geared to at least the kids or teenagers, so it's not gonna get that deep into that person's life. He's just a character that is dressing very strangely and is amusing, and I think they should keep that focus on, and just his deep backstory and just his actions that represent who he is as a person, because I don't want to give too much spoilers away, but he has a very dedicated personality. I think that is the key thing, where we're not focusing on who he has romantic relationships with. We're focusing on him as a person. And I hope Ichiro Oda is just not convinced by Netflix or the showrunners to do anything different, because I like the character as he is, and hopefully they don't change anything about him, because he is a hero, he is a villain, he's a lot of things in this series, but the most convincing thing, he is a captivating character, and I think if they change him, he won't be as captivating. So that's what I'm hoping for with this character. But you tell me about this problem, the Bon Clay problem. How should they resolve it? Do you think it's a problem? Do you think they'll be able to make a characterization that is interesting for everyone? Leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe. This is Wagner Knows Why. Catch you next time.